As the late spring weather turned unpredictable, a surprise mix of rain and warmth had me mowing the lawn earlier than expected. Last year, around this time, we had a snowstorm, so cutting the grass a bit early seemed a small price to pay to avoid dealing with snow later. With tax season finally behind me, it felt good to be outside. My backyard slopes down toward a small creek nestled in the woods, with the basement exposed at the back due to the raised front yard. I love how this setup allows me to store lawn equipment in the basement. After finishing the mowing, I was eager to shower, given my allergies to grass. Just as I reached the top of the stairs, I overheard my wife talking with her friend, which wasn't unusual, until I caught part of their conversation that made me pause before opening the door. My name is Michael Harper, though most folks just call me Mike. Back in school, I earned the nickname Chief after the character from Get Smart, even though that show aired long before my time. I graduated with a degree in accounting and quickly obtained my CPA certification. Today, I lead a team at a major accounting firm in New York City, specializing in forensic accounting to uncover fraud and money laundering. My work has even led me to consult for federal agencies. I met my wife, Jennifer, during our junior year at college. She was pursuing a degree in political science and business with the goal of attending law school. Jennifer was tall and slim, with striking auburn hair that immediately caught my attention. Unfortunately, she didn't sit next to me in class, nor did she end up in any of my project groups. It took me a month to muster up the courage to talk to her. I cracked a silly joke, and to my relief, she laughed. A real hearty laugh, not just a polite chuckle. We started talking, and I asked if she'd like to grab coffee after class. I've been hoping you'd ask me for weeks, she said with a smile. For the next 2 years of college, we were nearly inseparable. Our parents weren't thrilled at first when we decided to move in together during our senior year, but they eventually accepted it as they saw how committed we were. After graduation, I landed a job at a top public accounting firm in New York with a salary that was pretty impressive for a 22-year-old just starting out. Jennifer was accepted into Columbia Law School, so we stayed in our student apartment. My firm offered to cover my MBA, so I took night classes. I used the subway for my daily commute, which made owning a car unnecessary and helped us save money. 3 years later, Jennifer graduated, and I proposed to her during a celebration dinner at a fancy restaurant in Midtown. We got married 6 months later. Jennifer took a job as a deputy district attorney in Westchester County, just north of the city. We bought a house in White Plains, close to the courthouse and the commuter rail line, which I took to work every day. Although the commute was over an hour each way, it was better than dealing with the chaos of city traffic. Jennifer and her mom picked out the house, a great starter home with 3 bedrooms. One room would be set up as an office with 2 desks, one for me, since I occasionally work from home, and one for Jennifer's legal work. The second bedroom would be a guest room, and the third was our master bedroom. The house was also conveniently close to her parents' place, which Jennifer pointed out would be handy for babysitting when we had kids. As an only child, I had always wanted siblings. Jennifer and I had talked about having children since our junior year of college, and we decided to wait until she was settled in her career. Now that we were ready, we agreed just 2 nights ago to stop her birth control and start trying for a baby. I was happier than I had ever been, and that's when the sound I heard made my hand freeze on the doorknob. We decided it's time for me to get pregnant, Jennifer exclaimed with excitement. Her friend Laura Simmons immediately reacted with an equally enthusiastic, high-pitched squeal that made me think of dolphins stranded on the beach trying to rejoin the pod. Standing on the stairs, I couldn't help but smile at their enthusiasm, which matched my own joy at the thought of becoming a father. Just as I reached for the doorknob again, a question made my smile vanish and stole away my happiness. "That's fantastic, Jen," Laura said, "but what about Charles?" "Sure," Jennifer whispered urgently. "Mike is outside mowing the lawn." There was a brief pause, and I could almost picture her scanning the area, waiting for me to appear. Then she continued speaking. "I've already told Charles that I'm ending things with him. He was okay with it. With Davidson stepping down from the state senate, Charles thinks he actually has a shot at the seat. Being caught having an affair with a married colleague would definitely hurt his chances." Just like that, through 3 sentences, my world shattered. Charles was Jennifer's boss at the DA's office, a widower in his late 40s who had lost his wife to cancer, leaving him to raise their daughter alone. Charles was deeply involved in local politics, and Jennifer had often shared stories about his political maneuvers aimed at advancing his career. Now I realized how my wife had access to all that behind-the-scenes information. "Really?" Laura asked, her voice laced with curiosity. "Just quitting cold turkey? You've been involved with him for 6 months, and now you're just going to walk away?" Her teasing tone made me want to lash out at her. I had known Laura since college, and even though she was now Jennifer's best friend, I had always thought she was still my friend, too. It turns out I was wronged. Stop it, Jennifer said, laughing. You're so naughty. Charles was a great lover, but it was just a bit of fun. I love Mike, but Charles only used me for power and influence. There was no love, just raw desire. Now that Mike and I are planning a baby, I don't want any complications. I love Mike, and I'm committed to being a good and faithful wife and mother. I wondered how many more cliches I was going to have to endure. Finding a strange car in the driveway and discovering them in bed together would complete the nightmare. The urge to burst into the room and scream or to destroy everything in sight was overwhelming, but my body felt paralyzed, stunned. I was unable to move, and my heartbeat thudded in my ears. So, quitting completely? Laura nudged. Jennifer responded with another giggle. Not exactly cold turkey, she confessed. I have a conference with Charles in Boston next week. We'll have our final fling there. I'll miss the excitement, but Mike and the baby are more important. I couldn't handle it any longer, but I didn't know what to do next. Loving Jennifer was tearing me apart. My instincts as an accountant kicked in, and I realized I needed to step back and plan my next move. Making a loud noise on the stairs. I acted as if I was just coming up. When I opened the door and entered the kitchen, Jennifer and Laura were sitting there with their teacups. Was there a hint of guilt on Jennifer's face? Are you okay, honey? She asked, her voice filled with concern. It dawned on me that my cheeks were wet with tears. Just allergies, I muttered. Spring's gonna be rough. Go upstairs and take a shower, she said. Just leave your clothes outside the bathroom, and I'll wash them right away so they don't mess up your closet. I bought you a new box of antihistamines last week, and it's in the medicine cabinet. Thanks, I said as I headed for the stairs. I needed some time to think.